I'm Chef Nasim at Sofreh restaurant in Brooklyn, and this is my ash Reshteh. The Iranian cuisine, there is a Persian and Iranian is a loaded term. So I use the word Iranian because when you say Persian food, you only refer to Farsi-speaking people. And we are actually a small percentage of the country. We have Kurds, we have Turks, we have Lur and Baluch, so many different, they all live in the parameter of Iran. They all cook their food as well as we all cook their food. We all cook each other's food. Iranian food, it has a lot of vegetables, herbs mostly. They are enormous amount of greenery we chop down and reduce into our sauces. And we also use a lot of onions and garlic and beans and all kinds of grains. I am making ash Reshteh, which is ash is a concept in our cooking, is a thick soup that is based on lots of vegetables, sometimes beans, sometimes noodles, but what they should always have, grains and herbs. And then you build on it. But this is a dish that I eat myself all the time, I fed my family all the time. It's one of the dishes that is a cornerstone of our cooking. These are pre-soaked and cooked red beans and chickpeas. This is a scallion, cilantro, parsley, spinach. This is a dry mix of all this. This is the onion I'm going to start the dish with. I call this a liquid gold. Is when we make our yogurt, we strain our yogurt a little bit, and then I keep all the water of it. We drink it just regularly or use it as a flavor enhancer for many of my dishes, and including this ash. This dish can be done with just water. I really don't want to use any stock, either vegetable or animal-based stock. Water is perfectly fine, but if you have this added, the dish becomes so much more flavorful. It adds such a depth of flavor and umami that is just incredible. So I'm going to be using just to flavorize, but this dish can be done with just plain water. It doesn't need any stock or anything. Once this is reduced down and mixed with dry yogurt, becomes liquid whey, which is quite thick, and you're going to see how I'm going to use it in our dishes. I'm going to start by frying the onion. You see there's a lot of, the ratio of the onion is like 1.5 pounds of onion for this little vegetable. As you see, I use, in all my dishes, I use so much onion, whether in a chopped form or pureed form, but it's so much onion. I cook them with no oil, nothing. Just cook them down so to get some of the water out. But because this is not excessive, I'm going to brown my onion with some oil. So as you noticed, I mean, I can pour a ton of oil, but I also try to be not consuming so much oil. That's why I keep adding. For my cooking, I use cooking olive oil. For finishing the sauces, I use extra virgin olive oil. When the onions get to this kind of color, I'm going to toast my turmeric in here. You see the toastiness, the smell is coming out, it's beautiful. I like to add a little bit more oil. Add this one or the water because I want to deglaze my pan after a few minutes. I put all my vegetables in there. This is a scallion, cilantro, parsley, and spinach. Some pepper, I can adjust this later on. Supplement, this is a mixture of dried, all these dried. I will cover this, let it come to boil, 15-20 minutes. Here you see 3 types of beans that they all go in the dish at different times. I like to cook my beans separately for this particular dish. When I cook at home, they all can go in one pot and it's okay. But for the restaurant, I want to have a control over my beans. I don't want some of them to be completely falling apart, some of them to be just uncooked. So I like to cook them separately. We save the chickpea water and we use it in our bar program instead of cream for making foam, aquafaba in oral drinks. I also make sometimes occasional meringue with it, and it's just really delicious. So this way I'm preserving this. Sometimes I add the liquid, the cooking liquid of this to the family meal. I want every nutrient that exists to be used somehow. Because these are cooked, I just add them when the sauce is fully done. The lentil needs about 20 minutes. This is noodle. This is wheat noodle. All our ashes have some kind of starch, rice, cracked wheat. This one has wheat noodles. So once the vegetables cook down, I'm gonna add lentils and this to cook together. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of whey, which is a diluted form of this. They come in a jar like that. We add just a touch of water to this. We call it kashk. It's liquid whey. And we use it in the cooking as well as the garnish. This needs at least like 15 minutes before I can add other things. So let's see. Yeah, this is about 20 minutes. I don't want to overcook the vegetables. These are the lentils that they go in. You can leave the noodles like whole this size. I like to break them, but not too much. The reason I cook them at different points, because again, I don't want to overcook the noodles or overcook. They cook about the same time. It's going to need some more liquid. And then I cover for 20 minutes and then we are done. This, adjust the seasoning and ash is ready. Once you have all of these, this dish can come together in about 45 minutes, which looks like a lot, but if you already have your vegetables chopped and everything, this dish can come together in an hour, assuming you have this done. We already added some kashk, some whey, so I'm just gonna add some more, and then I'm gonna put more on top. This is ready, just add the beans, mix it. You see all that beans, they all expand, and this is it, this is ready. I wait a few minutes for the beans to come to the hot temperature, and the dish is ready, we are ready to plate. Because it's a heavy dish and it's a rich dish and I would like my guests to enjoy our menu, I encourage people to share that. So usually, typically we serve it as an appetizer, and we give extra little bowls to our guests, and they all enjoy it in a group setting. It's a complete meal. If you eat this, that completes your dinner. There is plenty of whey already in the sauce, but then this is, for me, it has so much flavor that I'm gonna have just a nice rich amount of whey on top, followed by, this is saffron, diluted saffron, which we already have that. It just gives such a rich aroma. Mint oil, you cannot have ash without fried mint and its oil. I love it so much that I even grill vegetables and I just pour it over everything, like on top. The more the merrier. It's just, you can't have enough of mint oil. Topped by just generous amount of fried crispy onions and ton of garlic chips. I save the oil of the garlic, and sometimes I enhance it because it just has such a perfect aroma. Garnishes are very, very important in every dish. This is a full dish, it's a complete meal, so I encourage our guests to just share that, but here it is.